Just a quick recap. There was about a 20-minute delay. I didn't want to leave that on YouTube, so this YouTube video would have been cut out, so we are going into an all pick. Hello and welcome back everyone. We are back into the game. The teams, they know they're here, so they'll be insta all picking this, and we will be getting into it. This is the battle for 5th place on the Cybergamer Ladder. TSG are currently 5th, challenging Seraphic Nexus, who are on 4th position. So we should be having quite a good game on our hands.
Definitely, and we spoke a little bit about the lineups and exactly what sort of strategies both of these teams will be sort of going for. Seraphic Nexus, of course, picked up that IO, that Wisp, and the Chaos Knight. So that combo very powerful. We did see it in the international a few times, I believe. But yeah, we saw Wisp actually in the finals, pretty much being the hero of the grand finals for TA3. Yeah. So expect some big global plays, especially when we've got Nature's Prophet on the field. We suspect that there's going to be lots of ganking with the Nyx Assassin as well. Whereas TSG, they're going for more of a, I'd say, they want to grab the early advantage by pushing towers and getting some of that map control. And probably just being a little bit more aggressive, just so Seraphic Nexus don't pick up the early levels on the Wisp and Nyx Assassin.
Definitely agree with you there. And to introduce the teams, we have the captain on TSG. Affix will be playing that OD. He's currently rotating down bottom with his support LMK guy on that Vengeful Spirit, followed by is the formerly known Cosmos on that, or Cosmo on that Weaver. I'm going to call you Cosmo because I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name. There will be Fig Jig on that Enchantress, and finally, Mill Zero will be on that Dragonite.
I think he said it was pronounced Smiley Zero.
I thought he said the E was silent. I'm not quite sure. He'll murder one of us.
On the other side, yeah. On the other side, for Seraphic Nexus, we have their captain Fallen playing on the IO. Furzen there is on the Nyx Assassin. Jabba Wabba Labba, Jabba Wabba's Labba. Man, that's a hard name to pronounce. Is on the Chaos Knight. In the mid lane, we'll have Like a Big Boy playing on that Razor. And last but not least, we've got Malamba on the Nature's Prophet.
So yeah, the teams are slowly forming up. We have that Nyx Ion Chaos Knight going to the top lane. It's not too unpredictable. You might see a random CK IO in mid, but it's not going to be the case. OD will be up against that Razor. Should be a fairly interesting fight in that mid lane. It could go either way. You'd give the advantage to the OD purely because he's such a strong mid hero, but it doesn't mean Razor can't fight back and take the lane for himself. Up in top lane, we will be seeing a try against solo, and that will leave the bottom try against solo. And it really comes down to if TSG want to try and hit these supports of Seraphic Nexus before they hit level 6. If they hit level 6, Nyx Assassin's going to be roaming around, going to have the Ion CK combo very predominant and going to be looking for kills all over the place. And TSG will just have to be careful. Very, very careful.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't decide to block this neutral camp here. They should expect Fallen to just be pulling and doing some stacks here just for the experience. Generally, that's what you see. Wisp. Nyx Assassin is doing the same thing here with these creeps.
And so there is a little bit of stacking going on for Vengeful Spirit down bottom, so he's going to get a little bit of farm for himself at the moment. You see both sides, both supports playing quite well. You've got Enchantress in the farming, but one of the biggest things at the moment, TSG, where all their heroes position, they're getting more out of the lanes and jungle than what Seraphic Nexus currently are. You've got 3 heroes trying to share the jungle. Nature's Prophet can do quite well himself, but he's only level 1. Usually you'd see a level 2 working on his level 3 by now, 1.5 minutes in. I'm not saying he's doing bad by anything, but after a while these heroes are going to start falling over each other and they're not going to be able to share some XP. At least with TSG, they've got the Weaver trying to absorb some XP from this bottom lane, and it doesn't look like he'll be dying anytime soon. There is counter revelation on that Nyx Assassin, but Weaver is one slippery devil, so I don't think he should be dying anytime soon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, it's great that you've got sentries to spot the Weaver out, but with that Shikuchi, it just moves so fast. Unless you can time your lockdowns, time your stuns perfectly, it'll probably just get away anyway. But that's not saying they won't be able to get a kill. The thing I sort of like is that TSG are currently getting this bottom lane free farm. They've got 2 heroes in the jungle as well. The only issue with this is that it also means that the when there's an initiation there on that wave.
And the stun will land, the Monoburn comes out, we've got a few auto attacks coming on, will he be able to Sakuchi away this? Nature's Prophet TP's in, and that's a kill going to the Nature's Prophet, and that's what Seraphic Nexus needed, and this is going to be very hard for TSG, because these supports, they got a lot of XP out of that kill just then.
Yeah, definitely. And oh, we do see a disconnect, so we'll see a pause. Actually, what I was just about to say though was the problem with just having, you know, your Vengeful Spirit and your Enchantress free in this lane. Sure, they'll get levels, they'll be free to get experience, get some gold as well. They'll probably get this quick tier 1 tower in bottom. But they're not putting the aggression on the IO, they're not putting the aggression on the Nyx Assassin, which means they should have no problems hitting level 6 as early as possible, and once IO hits level 6, you're sure to expect some relocate ganks with the Chaos Knight, and if Nyx Assassin's level 6 as well for Vendetta, you're gonna have to be very, very careful.
I definitely agree wholeheartedly there. And in mid lane, we actually have a fairly even contest between these two heroes. Affix, he's sitting on 10 for 2, while the Razor's 10 for 3. So Razor is putting up more than a man fight at the moment, and be able to keep 1 for 1 with this OD. And that's all you can ask for your OD. You don't expect OD to get a kill at the start in this game, but if he can keep up with farm and be able to stay on par with that OD, he'll start to scale probably exponentially better, and we do see a smoke gank down bottom. However, they're not going to find anyone. They might start pushing this tower. They're hoping for a TP, and actually they're going to get one. Nature's Prophet TP's in. Vengeful and then Enchantress, they're both waiting in the wings. They're waiting for the next creep wave to come in, and we could see Mulamba. He could fall very shortly here if he's not cancelled. But the daylight vision comes out. The trees are about to walk down, and I think they might be spotted out, and Mulamba might get on out of here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Enchantress was actually spotted there by the tower as the just moved into range of the for the smoke to run out. And there we go. We do see another disconnect here.
And
oh, and there's another DC from Cosmo. We see teams just having a go at each other in the chat, just for a bit of fun.
I'm not quite sure if they can see that Enchantress at the moment. I'm looking at their team vision, and it just looks like on the race. But I think, as you did say, Figjig did walk into that tower range, and I think they do know she is there. So Mulamba should be quite safe here, and that's going to be a little bit of time wasted on these supports. But you never know, they might get lucky. The creep wave is pushing in on the tower. One magic missile, and some good creep blocking. They could find a kill on this Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, actually, just looking at that vision, it's so close. It's like pretty much borderline.
Yeah, it's just, you just can't tell. It's just that little, I would say it is.
But I think,
maybe.
Yeah, I think it is just in. But even if it's not, I think Mulamba, he knows something's up. He's just sort of hugging these trees all the way onto the right, and you know, playing that defensively. I think he's got his suspicions that he needs to be playing safely.
So he could be in a lot of trouble here if a magic missile does come out first. If it doesn't, however, I still don't think these creeps can get through this catapult fast enough, and Dragonite will be able to come in and help support. So Nature's Prophet should be more than safe at the moment. Weaver, let's have a little look at Weaver while we're at it. He's up at top lane, he's got quite a few consumables, he's got level 3 to his name. And so at the moment in the XP graph, TSG, because they have these heroes spread out all over the map, TSG are winning on the XP so far. I mean, it's only 300, but that 300 can rapidly grow to 3k in no time, as long as they keep sharing it. And there comes the unpause. Are they going to keep looking to go for the kill? The Trance have spotted him out, and they're still going to try and go for it. This could be very deadly for TSG. And they will take a few auto attacks to that poor Satire, and they're not going to be able to find anything there.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, Satire does deal a bit of damage with the Shockwave, but if they had maybe a troll or something to throw down a net, maybe they could have just locked him down long enough. But they will just go onto this tier 1 tower, and they will deal a decent amount of damage to it as well, which is certainly what they're looking for.
And up top lane, we have a little bit of a trade going on between Iron Weaver's going to get a full creep wave and a bit of experience. This is going to help him. They're looking to go on the tower. There goes the Xalorith, but the tether is gone already. 2 second stun. He's going to be able to Sakuchi, and he's on out of there. Will they continue to stay around? He's trying to dodge those spirits that are flying around 1 hits, but that's just not enough to kill him. Chaos Knight takes a considerable amount of damage though, but not too much. A little bit of a weird exchange going on by there. Bottom tower will get denied in the meanwhile, and we might see a top tower be pushed quite shortly.
Yeah, definitely. If Nyx Assassin was there, they probably would have secured that kill on Weaver. Nonetheless, though, this Weaver is pretty much being denied all farm in terms of last hits. Only sitting at 2, or now 3 to his name. Compare that to the Chaos Knight, who is sitting at a comfortable 26. Dragon Lane in the bottom lane, of course, he's out of free lane all game so far. He's level 6 as well. I suspect he'll start roaming now. Once you hit that level 6, you can start pushing towers in the other lanes, you can start setting up ganks, the range stun, and you know, level 1 is 2.5 seconds, that's a decent duration. So it's pretty good, and I suspect he will start moving around.
And he's working on his Midas. He's hasn't got it quite yet. He should be able to pick that up within the next minute and a half, the way his farm's currently going. And speaking of Midases, money, dollar, holler, money guy, Nature's Prophet. I can't even think of the saying right now, but Nature's Prophet does have his early Midas. 5.5 minutes, considering he was sharing the jungle, is quite well by Nature's Prophet standard, and he's just going to get quite a decent amount of money. We'll see how he wants to go his item route. If he wants to go for a silence and get rid of some of these heroes, if you get a silence up on the OD, he's officially out of the game. I mean, you can't cast, you don't get your arcane bolts, so you're missing out on a lot of pure damage. You can't cast any of your astral imprisonment, you can't throw down your ultimate. Not to say he might go for a fast scythe that will shut down anyone in the game. May even just go to get more aggressive and pick up a Desolator and Shadowblade and go for this push orientated build.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Definitely, and I believe what you were looking for there was Holla Holla Get Dollar.
That's the one. I saw the meme, or not the meme, but the image recently with that from Cyborg Matt's blog. I just couldn't remember it, unfortunately.
And TSG picking up an early tier 2 tower, that's 6.5 minute tier 2, that's very fast. And this is exactly what they should be doing. They didn't play on the aggression side for the IOCK, but picking up these towers will limit the map control of Seraphic Nexus, which is what they need, and there's going to be initiation here on Razor.
And we see that stun come out. It's a little auto attacks. Razor's going to be running Magic Missile, and a few auto attacks should finish off like a big boy. And Vengeful Spirit will be picking up. Not quite the hero you want to go to, but that's a kill nevertheless. And they're going to start working and shipping out this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, and on Razor, who was pretty much in the lead up against this Outlaw Devourer in the middle lane. Like a big boy, playing very well to maintain a creep score lead up against Affix. But now that he's gotten a death to his name, that's certainly going to hurt, and they're just going to go in this mid tier 1, and this is exactly what TSG should be doing. They didn't put on the early aggression on the Wisp or the Nature's Prophet, so instead just going to get towers, which is perfectly fine.
It's more than reasonable. If you can shut down their map position, it just makes it harder for them to want to, TP those heroes around the map and try and find a position, because at any moment there could be a counter initiation for TSG onto the tier 1 towers from those TPs. And we do see a little bit of a initiation coming out, not too much, just trying to keep them back. And we will see TSG fall back as they are quite low on health comparatively. However, they're going to smoke up, and they've just completely ignored what I said, and they're going to be looking to fight into this river, but we might see the smoke early pop out, and then we see Fallen. He's in a lot of trouble. They're going to turn around. In the meanwhile, Chaos Knight does find a kill up on top by himself on that Weaver, and we see a nice tether going out by Fallen. He will get out of there. Now, like a big boy, he's sapped 56 damage. He's going to be hurting in a few more auto attacks. If this Vengeance not careful, she will die. We got Ninchacha. She's popped her heal. She's running for her life. LMK guy will go down. Big Jig's trying to heal up whatever he can. One more auto attack, he will fall shortly after. That's 2 dead on the side of TSG, and now we have... Oh, I thought that was OG in the imprisonment, but he's not. He's out of there. So that's 2 kills going the way of Seraphic Nexus.
Yeah, definitely well played there by them. Very nice tether out of there by Fallen. Looked like he was in a very dangerous spot there for a second. But extremely well played, and well played by the Chaos Knight. Taking a solo kill on the Weaver in the top lane is actually a pretty big deal. Generally you see kills with the help of supports and whatnot, but if you can take a solo kill on the Weaver, you're looking pretty good.
It's a little bit surprising, especially on a cast now. I mean, he must have got a lucky 3, possibly 4 second stun being able to take down that Weaver. Because Weaver with that security usually gets away from everything. And in mid lane, we have Razor being caught out of position quite hard. He was almost sitting on top of that ramp for the side of TSG, and they will just easily chain stun him down. I think there was just one stun coming out by Dragon and that would finish him off for not damage, and that's tier 1 tower gone. They may even look to put a little bit of damage onto this tier 2 tower, and we have the submarine picking up the illusion down in bottom room.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Definitely, and you know, TSG, the smokes haven't been so great so far, but they've been getting a lot of towers, which is exactly what they want. Seraphic Nexus there on the other side, they're getting a lot of the hero kills, which is sort of, you know, when you've got this sort of a gank style lineup, that's sort of what you expect from them. And TSG just going for a tier 2 again. You know, Seraphic Nexus is going to have to start defending these towers, otherwise they're not going to have any map control coming into the 15-minute mark.
But what they are doing quite well at the moment is they have vision on the 2 key points of the river, so they can see the rotation between towers from TSG. But I really feel as if they need to let this IO sit in a lane and pick up his level 6. At the moment, he's rotating too many places at once. He has picked up 3 assists, but he hasn't been able to get that XP to hit that level 6. And once they hit level 6, they're going to be very scary. But at the moment, we will see initiation. Affix throws out that Astral Imprisonment, picking up any int he can. And we got Chaos Knight. He's looking scary. He comes in. There's a tether stun. 3-second stun was not quite needed onto that here. Great Impale coming out. There goes the second here. Dragon Knight's in a lot of trouble. So is Affix. Affix will fall. Mill Zero is on the run. We have Malamb. He's trying to get it. He's got a Sprout. All the trees up. Not needed. Stun comes out. And that's 4 heroes down. Weaver's sitting on top lane trying to get whatever he can.
Yeah, and that's an ultra kill there for Razor, and it's going to be a tier 1 tower as well. So Seraphic Nexus doing very, very well. Down 4 heroes, and they barely took any damage on their own. This is going to be very worrisome for TSG now, because now the Nexus Assassin's level 6, they've got the IO on level 6 as well. We should see some relocate ganks coming out very soon, and when you of course have that Nature's Prophet, it's going to be... They're going to have to be played very carefully now.
And they've almost evened up the tower score too. TSG, they were going for a very early push in. They got 3 towers before TSG could, before Seraphic Nexus, my mistake, found 1 tower. And now, Seraphic Nexus, they've come back, they've got 2 towers. They are looking to go on this Razor in mid. He could find himself in a lot of trouble. We got a stun, magic missile coming up by LMK guy. He scored uphill, so it's going to be a little bit of a mischance. Will they be able to find it? He does get 1 miss, and they're going to auto-attack him down. He should fall quite shortly. And Affix, he does pick up that kill. He desperately needed it, and he's going to continue working his way towards that 4-star.
Yeah, definitely. And if we just have a quick look at the net worth graph, or I should say net worth chart so far, we can see that Seraphic Nexus are in the lead. Not too surprising there. I mean, they've gotten a lot more of the hero kills, and they've gotten 2 towers as well. We do see Nature's Prophet sitting at the top. He does have his minus, of course, so his GPM will be higher.
And we have a little TP coming in with Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight comes out, stun goes out, 4 seconds, they instantly pick off 1 hero. Great Sanity Eclipse hitting on 4 heroes, doing a lot of damage, but it's not enough. They're turning around. We will see a second death onto that Dragon Knight, and now Razor. He's got 224 damage sapped. He's hitting for 400 damage. He burns down that Nature's Prophet. Will he be able to find Affix? Affix does TP out. That's 3 heroes down, and that's a lot of gold and XP going in the favor of Seraphic Nexus.
I think he just like 2-shot that Enchantress. That was insane. That's exactly what Seraphic Nexus need to do. Just relocate in there, catch TSG off by surprise. You know, TSG, they reacted well. The Sanity's Eclipse, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, Sanity's Eclipse, dealing quite a ton of damage. I believe he hit 4 heroes there. The Dragon Knight got himself killed by the spike carapace of the Nexus Assassin. A little bit unfortunate, but you know, Seraphic Nexus played that very, very well.
They did. It was almost a great turnaround for TSG, but Seraphic Nexus, they didn't give up. They kept pressuring it. You'd see quite a lot of teams after they get hit by that Sanding Eclipse, they'd get scared and start retreating. However, Seraphic Nexus, they continued to put on the aggression, and they found the kills and got rewarded for it. And now TSG, they are on this kind of back foot. They've just been hit by that very hard combo of that CKIO and Nature's Prophet being able to TP from anywhere on the map to come in and join the fights, and they got hit hard. Now they've probably feeling this, they can't go out anymore, and they just want to stick together. I mean, at any moment, this Weaver could be in a lot of trouble. You have a little bit of dust, you'll find him anywhere. And we should be seeing a TP coming down. They're looking for this for this Enchantress. They will find it. Tether stun, 2 seconds stun, and now the Centaur will probably get picked off as well. That poor creep.
Yeah, and Seraphic Nexus, you know, their vision is really good. You know, they lost a few of those towers in the early game, but they're still maintaining the map control just by keeping these sentries, or I should say the observer wards up in some pretty decent spots. They spotted out Enchantress as she was going toward, ganked her, and that's exactly what they should be doing. They also still have that mid sentry up, which spots quite a few. Oh, it's a reasonable range here in this mid lane. Let's just have a quick look at this gold and experience graph. We currently see that the gold graph is in the favor of Seraphic Nexus by about 7.5k, a little bit over the 7.5k mark for the experience as well. And you know, with that, they're going to be feeling very, very comfortable.
And cheeky Nyx Assassin, he uses his Vendetta to sneak into the enemy jungle to throw down one ward. He throws down a second ward. He's just going to TP on out of there. And TSG, they're looking to smoke up, and they're going to be trying to find blood. This is what they need to do. They need to be the ones to find the kills and find the blood before Seraphic Nexus can group back up. Currently, Io is nowhere near. Actually, he's sitting next to the Chaos Knight, but they don't have any other support in the line. So if they can find a kill on these two heroes, it's going to be very, very bad for Seraphic Nexus. And a little bit of miscommunication now. Put in the Astral Imprisonment into Fallen. They're going to turn around. Great TP's coming in. They're dishing out a lot of damage. Affix will fall shortly after. And now, Mil Zero and okay, never mind. She's not on the run. She's already dead. And the Dragon Knight's on the run. He should be able to be pulled back in Reality Rifting shortly, and then he will fall to Razor. So that's 4 kills going on the way, and at least the Weaver makes it out alive.
Yeah, but I mean, they had that initiation. It looked like it was going to go so well for them, and then the Astral came out. They had that stun on the Wisp. They could have finished on very quickly. You know, no Teva, nothing like that when the stun lasts for so long with Dragon Knight. And they do like quite a lot of damage here from TSG. Outward Devourer does deal a decent amount with the Arcane Orb, and you still have, you know, the remainder of your heroes. They were all there. The problem there was they stunned the Wisp, then they followed up with the Astral, and then they pretty much had nothing to really lock down the Chaos Knight. I mean, yes, you do have the stun from Vengeful.
I've got a little initiation now, but we
really
got the relocate in with the stun. 2-second stun. We should see the Ire. He might fall. No, he doesn't. He gets a nice tether off, and he's running. Nice mech being popped. And now Chaos Knight. He's still standing in the middle of nowhere. Ire does fall in the backlines. We have a nice Vendetta. Impale onto 4 heroes. Great Impale. They will pick off the OD. OD's now gone. Chaos Knight is armlet toggling his way to victory. Nature Prophet throws out a nice. Actually, Nature Prophet dies and buys back, but then he gets a kill with his ultimate. Will pick off the Vengeful Spirit. Nyx Assassin's on the run. Enchantress is being chased down by this Nature Prophet, who will now pick up a tier 2 tower. And at the same time, Razor, he wasn't even in the fight. He's pushing top lane. And that was a 4v5 fight. And Seraphic Nexus, they did come out on top, even though they had to use a buyback.
Definitely also grab that tier 2 tower. Weaver just completely chasing the Chaos Knight there, trying to get a kill, but it was so well played, just armor toggling all the way back to the river, and the Weaver just had to back off.
And I believe a Treant killed off the armlet toggling Dragon Knight. He toggled, the Treant hit him, and there goes the GG's. TSG will call it. Seraphic Nexus retains their 4th position on the Cybergamer Ladder.
Very well played there by them. I'm going to hit that GG button. Seraphic Nexus, I mean, it looked like the game was going to be much closer than it looked like it was going to go for much longer at the very least. You know, TSG, they picked up a lot of those early towers, which was really important and really key. But then Seraphic Nexus, they just got so many good engagements, so many good ganks, a few misplays there by TSG unfortunately, and yes, Seraphic Nexus just capitalized and really made this lineup worthwhile. And here we see why Wisp usually gets banned out in the first phase.
He has 16 assists. He was almost involved in every single kill in the match. That is phenomenal. And as you said, he's just such a strong hero, and you expect a ban coming out from I. He'll be, if he's not banned out, he's usually first pick because he's such a strong, ridiculously mobile hero.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys very much for watching. This weekend we will be casting the Amateur Weekend Dota Cup. It will be going over both Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday we do have the group stages. Myself and Dota Yoshi will be covering Group B. I believe we'll start getting all the lobby and everything prepped up around 12 p.m. I believe the first match is scheduled to start at 1 p.m. If the teams are ready, we might start that earlier. We'll see how it goes on the day. But tune in on the day, and yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. You can follow me at twitch.tv/Xalorith. You can follow DotaYoshi at youtube.com/DotaYoshi. As always, my stream is in support of Child's Play. Child's Play aims to improve the lives of children in hospitals all around the world through the kindness and generosity of the video game community and the power of play. You can donate to them by clicking on the Child's Play logo on my channel page, or by visiting their official website at childsplaycharity.org. Thank you guys very much for watching once again, and until next time.